think I'm losing it. The algorithm isn't just suggesting videos, it's screaming at me. Snowboard Kids. It's everywhere. Retrospectives, speed runs, lore deep dives. Last week I'm walking down the street, mind you, minding my own business, and boom, a mural. Slash, staring into my soul with that giant polygon nose. I don't have the warm, nostalgia glasses for this game. My 90s snowboarding memories are filled with the crunch of cool borders or the antagonizing difficulty of heavy shredding. But the universe is clearly trying to tell me something. Let's take a look at what's really there, beyond the hype, the pastel colors, and the big heads. I'm your host Ian, and this is Shred Retro. We're on a mission to dig through the powder, the slush, and the ice of every single snowboarding video game ever made to find out what really deserves to be called a legend. But back to Snowboard Kids, well, to sum it up, it's not just a racing game. It's a lie. A beautiful, brutal, pastel-colored lie. Today, we're finding out why Snowboard Kids is the N64's most violent masterpiece. Snowboarding games usually have a love affair with realism. We all know the vibe. Heavy hip-hop soundtracks, gray skies, and an obsession with physics. And don't get me wrong, I love a good simulation. But Snowboard Kids, released in late 1997, looked at the gritty realism of the upcoming PS2 era and said, nah, son. This game is a cultural artifact of something specific to the late 90s. The Grom phenomenon. If you were around, you remember the Attitude Era. Everything was extreme. Pizza Hut commercials were extreme. Mountain Dew was extreme. But in the middle of all that, corporate X Games polish, you had the Groms. These were the little kids on the mountain who didn't care about physics or Olympic regulations. They were fearless. Snowboard Kids captures that exact energy. It's the invincible child archetype. It's about being small, being underestimated, and then absolutely shredding the mountain while hitting someone in the face with the frying pan. It's counterculture by way of cuteness.
Yeah, that was sick.
Some people call this a kart race on snow, and yeah, sure, I guess. But I think a lot of what makes it special comes from a different genre entirely. This game pulls a lot of its special sauce from Q-em-ups. For those who don't spend their weekends importing Sega Saturn games, a Q-em-up is a shooter that replaces spaceships with flying pigs or witches. But here's the catch. These games are usually harder than the serious military shooters. It's the wolf in sheep's clothing. In the world of shmups, cute is just a disguise for deadly. Snowboard Kids follows this rule religiously. The graphics say Fisher-Price, but the AI says Thunderdome. Think about Mario Kart. It has the blue shell to punish the leader, but generally it wants everyone to have a good time. In Snowboard Kids, no one is safe. First place, last place, everyone suffers. The item system here isn't about rubber banding, it's about combat. And that brings us to the mechanics, which are surprisingly deep for a game where you can race a guy named Jam. Let's look at the loop. Unlike other racers where you just drive over to a box and get a weapon, Snowboard Kids makes you pay for it, literally. You have to perform tricks to earn gold. This links the snowboarding game to the racing in a way like Mario Kart never did. You can't just drive, you have to flow. You spin for cash, so you can buy a bomb to drop on your friends. It's capitalism, baby. And we have to talk about the lift. Oh man, the lift. So in Cool Borders, the lap just restarts. In Snowboard Kids, you have to physically board the lift to start the next lap. And this bottleneck is the most stressful 3 seconds in N64 history. If you miss the gate, or if someone knocks you over right before you enter, that's it. You're watching them ride up the mountain while you cry in the snow. And the weapons? Parachutes and ghosts to slow you down. And the iconic frying pan. There's a visceral clang when you hit someone with the pan that's just... It's satisfying in a way that throwing a banana peel just isn't. I also want to give a shout out to the presentation here. So if you're playing this on a modern setup, maybe using something like Analogue 3D or a good scaler, the art style holds up incredibly well. Because the characters are simple, blocky, and colorful, they read perfectly. It's that Sega Blue Sky aesthetic, even though it's an Atlas game. The sound is MIDI-fied Ska-Punk. Listen to this. It's bouncy brass synths, walking bass lines, upbeat tempos. It mimics the soundtrack of those 90s Skate and Snow VHS tapes. Bands like Pennywise or The Offspring, but filtered through the N64's sound chip. It's cute punk. It's not aggressive, but it drives the action. It's an earworm that burrows into your brain and lives there rent-free. But it's not all sunshine and ska. Remember that wolves in sheep's clothing thing? If you want to see the credits, you have to get through Ninja Land and Quicksand Valley. These tracks are the Gatekeepers. Quicksand Valley replaces the snow with sand, and the physics change just enough to make you question your sanity. Beating these levels and unlocking the secret character, Shinobin, is a badge of honor. It's the game asking, oh, you thought this was for kids? If you dig the first one, Snowboard Kids 2 is basically the perfect sequel. It fixes the few complaints people had with better graphics, new characters, and finally, a boss mode. It's arguably the better game, but the first one has that raw, original charm. The Snowboard Kids games are definitely better with a friend. And the game supports up to 4 players at once. What you see here is me just playing with my cousin, who never played before, and because the game is very easy to understand, it really went from 0 to fun in like 5 minutes. The game did perform better via Analogue 3D with the boost modes, those performance modes. Though honestly, we tried both back to back, and although I couldn't tell, he couldn't really tell the difference in performance. So was the hype justified? Absolutely. Snowboard Kids is a triumph of surrealism. It proved you don't need photorealism to capture the stoke of snowboarding. You just need good physics, a catchy soundtrack, and the ability to flatten your friends with a frying pan. It's a game that allowed us to inhabit the invincible child spirit, and honestly, in a sea of hyper-realistic sports sims, I think we could all use a little more big-headed polygon chaos.
Nodding up.
Next up, we check out Slope Crashers for a modern take on this formula. I'm Ian, this is Shred Retro. If you remember the trauma of the Ninja Land corners, let me know in the comments. And do me a favor, hit that subscribe button so I can afford more cartridges. Stay stoked.
Huckfest 2000. We have some of the greatest Groms here today. They're gonna rip it up for us. We have Josh Wilson and Trevor Klingmunch.
Rodeo 7s. Some backflips. And some big air. Feels pretty you're 17, your 9-year-old brother shows you up.
You can't say on TV.
Can't say okay.